guys, we're working on writing rates, ratios and rates, and calculating unit rates today. Make sure you fill in the objective. Go ahead and put your name, grade, and the date. And the lesson number today is 7.1. Okay, make sure you get all that written down. We have a lot to do, but I think when you practice it, you won't find it that challenging. Maybe at first, but like I said, after we practice it a little, it'll get easier. So please write down everything that I write. Okay, that's always. And a ratio, we're going to write ratios today, so we need to know what a ratio is. So a ratio is a comparison of two numbers. Okay. And I'm going to put a division sign right there because we compare these numbers by dividing. Okay. Let's do an example, and then I'll show you there's 3 different ways that we can write a ratio. So let's say that sorry about that, I had to pause that for a second. So I'm just going to make something up here and say that we have a basketball team that has 5 girls and 6 boys. Okay? If I want to make a ratio of girls to boys, I would write it 5 and I would put a colon 6. And I would read it 5 to 6 if we're comparing girls to boys. Okay? I could write it 5 with the word to 6, or I could write it 5 to 6 as a fraction. Okay? Because those all this represents division. If I wanted to do girls to total members on the team, that would look different. It would look like 5 to total on the team. I have 11 players total. So it'd be 5 to 11, 5 to 11, or 5 to 11. So be cautious of what they ask you for and make sure that you put it in that same order. Okay. The other thing that we could be asked for is a rate. Okay, and a rate is a little bit different. A rate compares 2 quantities again with different units. Okay, oops, you can't see that. I apologize for that. So rates compare 2 quantities with different units. So an example might be we drove 150 miles in 3 hours. Okay, so to find the unit rate, we want this bottom number to be a 1. Okay, so to do that, we would divide by 3. And if we divide the bottom by 3, we would have to divide the top by 3. Okay, so we would get 1 hour on the bottom, which when we talk about unit rate, should have wrote unit there, we're talking about 1. So 1 hour is 50 miles. So 50 miles for each hour is what that turns into. Okay, so you're dividing those. You're dividing by whatever number you have in the denominator. So let's look at another example. Let's say that we went 54 miles on 2 gallons of gas. Okay, we want to know 1 gallon of gas. So to find 1, we have to divide by 2, because 2 divided by 2 is 1 gallon, and that's what we need on the bottom. So on the top, I would have 54 divided by 2. So 2 goes into 5 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. I'm going to bring the 4 down. 2 goes into 14, 7. So 27 miles per gallon. That's the unit rate. Okay? I'm going to do a couple of examples in your paper for you, and then I'm going to let you guys get started. So let's look at practice B, which is where we're going to start. Okay. So use the table to write each ratio. So number 1 says lions to elephants. Okay. So hang on one second. Hey guys, sorry about that. I needed to get my workout sheet. So I'm going to label it number 1, and it's lions to elephants. Okay, so lions I have 9, and elephants I have 12. Okay, I'm going to write that as with the word to. I'm going to write it with a colon, and I'm going to write it as a fraction. Now I'm going to ask you, does anything evenly divide into 9 and into 12? And the answer is yes, 3 does. So if I simplify this by 3, I get 3 over 4, right? So I get 3 to 4, I get 3 to 4, and I get 3 to 4. Okay? So that is my final answer. Number 2 says giraffes to otters. Giraffes to otters. Okay, I have 8 giraffes. I'm going to try to simplify it first this time. And otters, I have 16. Okay, does anything evenly divide into 8 and into 16? And the answer is yes, 8 does. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 16 divided by 8 is 2. If you wanted to start with 2 and divide there, you could. You just have to do it more times. Okay? So I have 1 to 2. I have 1 to 2. I have 1 to 2. Okay? So that would be my answer for that. Okay? I'm going to ask you to do the rest of these. Let's do number 11 together, though. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is practice B. I'm going to go ahead and label that there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is going to be on the back. So let's do 11 together. Maybe 11 and 12. 11 says a 6-ounce bag of raisins cost $2.46. An 8-ounce bag of raisins costs $3.20. Which is the better deal? To find the better deal, we have to find the unit rate and see which one is less. I want to see how much 1 ounce costs of each one. So I've got $2.46 over 6, and I have $3.20 over 8. And I want to see what each is. So 6 into 246. So decimal goes straight up. 6 goes in too big to go into 2. So I'm going to go 6 into 24. 6 times 4 is 24. I'm going to bring the 6 down. So this bag costs 41 cents for each ounce. And then I'm going to check this one. 8 into $3.20. Decimal point goes straight up. 8's too big to go into 3. I'm going to go into 32. 4 times 8 is 32. I'm going to bring the 0 down. 8 goes into 0 times. So this bag costs 40 cents per ounce. So this one is the better deal. Okay? Let's go ahead and do number 12 together. It says Barry earns $36 for 6 hours of yard work. Henry earns $24 for 3 hours of yard work. Who has the better hourly rate of pay? Who gets paid more for each hour? So we have to find the unit rate. We have to divide. So $36 divided by 6 and $24 divided by 3. Okay? So I'm going to start with $36. I'm not going to put the zeros on there because I know that 6 goes into 36 evenly. Because 6 times 6 is 36. So it's $6. And then I'm going to divide 3 into 24. And again, I'm not going to put the 0, decimal point 00, because I know that 3 goes into 24 evenly. 3 times 8 is 24. So Henry gets $8 per hour, and Barry gets $6 per hour. So Henry has better pay. Okay? So I'm going to give you time to finish practice B and do practice A. If you need help, use your cups to show me that you need help, or raise your hand. Thanks, guys.